one that we used as a running gag that worked quite effectively. Was a house.
Okay. Oh, wrong remote. Why would we want to do that? Now, who are the baddies here? Okay, you are, but okay. Now you might be wondering what's going on. Yeah, that's not my horse. I'm your poorly aging, sarcastic PC witty gamer. And it looks like something I critically needed to solve an issue was missing from my inventory. So I reloaded a previous save. I guess some would call that a cheat. But at least I'm admitting to it right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel. I also bought the Kingdom Come Deliverance. Two. And I was really excited to play it. I heard it was better than 1 and all that good stuff. And spoiler alert, it crashed twice. So I checked the integrity of the game files. They were all there. I checked to make sure all my drivers were up to date. They were. That there was enough space on the drive it was on. There was. I rebooted. And I have a system where almost nothing runs in the background. It still would not run. Crashed 3 more times, and so I requested a refund. And I had bought it to play here, especially in the new year. So that won't be happening now. Although I did write to, well, no, it sends crash reports to the company. Oh, and I wrote to the company on X. So if they get it working, that's fine. But I don't think that's going to happen right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the Poorly Aged Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo. Now we're going to head right back inside. I don't know how they pronounce it in the game, so I'm making fun of it and calling it Vahtacen. We did, and by we I mean me, did a reload. Of a previous save. Because after trying everything in game, I actually had to look it up. And 2 of the items it told me I needed to have were not in my inventory. So I looked it up. Then loaded the game again and looked at my inventory, and it didn't have 2 of the things that are absolutely required for completing this quest. I don't really care that much about this quest, but I figured I would complete it and then get on with my life.
You have business here? Don't tell me Jarl sent you.
See?
Erlov sent you, did he? Figures. He can't be bothered to come check on his own project, so he sends someone who knows nothing about it. And this is supposed to help? No offense to you, friend.
I looked
It's
it up
not your
online,
fault.
darling.
And perhaps you can help. If you can figure out how to use the pillar, I'd be thrilled. You're welcome to try your hand at it.
The pillar?
That's what we're calling it, only because we don't know what it really is, or was. It's magical, we know that much. Enchanted somehow. We think it's a lock of some sort, but haven't been able to figure out how it works. All I can say for sure is that it reacts to magic, badly most of the time. Several mages were hurt attempting to cast spells at it. It's at the bottom of the ruins, if you wish to try your luck. Be careful, though. It could be quite hazardous to your health. Best to play it safe. No complex magic. Stick to basic spells with single effects. It's not worth taking unnecessary risks.
What do you think about Oblivion crashing all the time?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
What a waste of my talents.
Have you heard any rumors?
Virtuous visitors to way shrines of Kinnereth may receive blessings of agility.
That doesn't sound like much of a rumor. It sounds like you're advertising for the particular idolatrous deity.
It's connected to the rest of the chamber. We know that much. We just don't know how it works. I've given up trying to figure it out. It's just beyond us. Why Denel stays down there, I have no idea. He's just asking to get killed.
I can get him killed for you, no problem. It's what I'm good at.
This place has been nothing but trouble as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Since we disposed of the creatures that had taken up residence here, it's been nothing but a fight to figure out how the place works. The pillar has had us stumped for more than a week now, not to mention the injuries it's caused.
Yeah, and I'm having trouble with my mouse, so, you know.
What a waste of my talents.
I don't know if it's a setting that isn't working anymore, or whether the mouse is worn out. I mean, if it's worn out, I can buy me another. Now, since I know what I need, I'm going to be more careful here. And I hate that I had to go look it up, but it was that or never finish this particular particulosity. The beginning spellcaster. The most powerful mages in Tamriel were once beginners. They all had similar early experiences, exposure to magic kindled and interest and or unlocked some latent ability, followed by years hard work. These intrepid souls honed their skills, learned new spells, and vigorously trained their minds and bodies to become the formidable figures they were known as during their later lives. The Mages Guild of Tamriel has long been, we're talking long, the Mages Guild of Tamriel has long been, why is the page not turning? Let me try again. The Mages Guild of Tamriel has long been the first stop on a long road. Now, you see you have long in the same sentence twice. That's just really bad, lazy writing. The Mages Guild of Tamriel has long been the first step on a long road to knowledge and power for many long individuals. Providing Magia services to the general public, the Guild offers a wide variety of spells for purchase and is recommended as the first stop for any aspiring spellcaster. Independent dealers may be found, though their selection of spells is often not as comprehensive as that of the Magi's Guild. Many spells are beyond the capabilities of beginning Magi's. The ability to render oneself invisible, for example, is an advanced power and is beyond the novice spellcaster. Through practice, a Magi may become more skilled in a given school of Magique and find himself proficient enough to begin exploring its more powerful aspects. The fledgling Magi, I can't even mispronounce it right. The fledgling Magi should not be daunted by his inability to wield certain powers, but should instead use this as a point of focus and drive for bettering himself. Rather than becoming discouraged, the student should look forward to higher levels of skill, such as the advanced techniques of absorbing spells, summoning lesser and eventually greater Daedra and undead for research purposes only, and protection against specific types of spells, such as fire, frost, and shock spells. Again, you didn't need that second spells in there. It's better English the other way. Oh, that's a really long sentence. Rather than becoming discouraged, the student should look forward to higher levels of skill, such as the advanced techniques of absorbing spells, summoning lesser and eventually greater Daedra and undead for research purposes only, and protection against specific types of spells, such as fire, frost, and shock. If that would be proper English. Now my stupid device is trying to talk to me while I'm shooting this stupid video. Magis wishing to specialize in a particular school of Magique are encouraged to learn as many spells as possible within that school. Spells of possible. There should be spells as possible within that school, and to practice them frequently. Spells of possible. All Magis, whether specializing or nurturing a general interest, are encouraged to apply for membership within the Magi's Guild. Beyond services available to the general public, the accomplished guild member has access to many exclusive services, such as advanced spellcraft and enchanting. These services have been deemed potentially dangerous to the public at large and have been restricted to higher ranked guild members in good standing by the Council of Magi's. Citizens interested in the further use of Magique should consult their local Magi's Guild Archmagister. Now I forgot to take the book because my stupid device in the background is talking to me.
Sent you in to try your hand at the thing, have they?
Who's they? Are you upset at all about the game crashing into the desktop?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Okay then. Get lost?
Be careful. Some things in here don't react well to magic.
Tell me about the pillar.
I don't know how much Skaliel told you. We know that it reacts to magic, but every time we've tried, the thing shocks whomever cast the spell. It hasn't been fatal for anyone yet, but we stopped trying after the first few attempts. I can tell you, it really hurts. The only thing we haven't figured out is the markings. See them on the walls? They must relate to the pillar, but I don't know how. If we had some sort of reference, something to compare them to, we might be able to decipher them, but we lack anything like that. Skalil might have a book that would be useful, but she's been sulking over the way Earloft's been treating her. Perhaps you could ask her for it.
I'll just go kill her for it.
I don't know. Anything that might help explain these inscriptions in the ruins? They're like nothing we've seen to date.
I don't understand what it is with my mouse.
I don't know what else to say. Until we have some sort of reference for understanding these symbols, we'll never figure this thing out.
I like your optimism.
I've had my fill of the place, that's for sure.
Me too.
And I've got the scars to prove it. Once we figured out the pillar reacted to spells, we tried out a few. I think I was only unconscious for an hour or so, but that was enough for me. I'm trying to help Skalil as best I can, but I'm not going near that thing again.
Neither am I.
You can find cairn bolette growing in caves. They're said to mark the place someone has died.
It doesn't go down when I roll my mouse wheel anymore.
Farewell.
Good thing I was looking for something expensive to buy, and you might say a mouse isn't expensive. Well, you know, the $9.95 Walmart mice aren't expensive. And guess what? The kind I use for gaming is more expensive than that.
If there's anything about Vahtacen you need explained, let me know. I'll help if I can.
Yeah, why is the crime rate so high in the Vatican if the only people that live there are like cardinals and the Pope and folks like that? Okay, not time for that type of humor. How about an encyclopedia?
I don't know why Dental is even trying. This is doomed to fail.
That's what I think
But
too.
fine. If he wants it, he can have it. It's just one more thing I'll get blamed for in the end.
You are beautiful, even if you are green. You know, we're the same species, but we could never date. I mean, me being beautiful and purple and all, and you being green.
What a waste of my talents.
I'm not going to waste your talents, don't worry. I'm not even going to touch you. So I'm still level 3. My name is Walks on Blistered Feet. I'm an Argonian. My birth sign is the Mage. I'm of the Coward class, and I'm level 3. I don't know how close I am to level 4. And you may be asking yourself, why is he just at level 3? Is this the first thing he did when he exited the sewers? And why didn't he level up even in the sewers, in the tutorial? Why? Why is this? Well, the answer is simple. I use mods. And I don't use mods to make the game easier. I use mods that make the game more difficult. And I like leveling to really be tough. I want to feel a sense of accomplishment when I level up. So I also put in mods that make it harder to level up. It takes longer. This playthrough is going to take longer than most. I'm not rushing through the main quest so I can defeat everybody, save the day, and all of that. I'm living my life. So, let's go see Doofus again. It's weird that she wouldn't give the book to him, but she'll give it to me knowing I'm going to give it to him. I mean, they know each other, they have a past and all that. I don't know either one of them. I'm a complete stranger, but she's willing to do that for a complete stranger.
Go ahead, please.
Well, about the Iliad reference.
You got the book, eh? Good for you. I've given up trying to deal with her for now. I'll tell you what, I'll take the book, and then if you can read me the inscriptions, I'll see if I can find translations for them. Okay, what do you need translated?
Never mind.
This
Okay.
is kind of exciting, don't you think?
Not really, no. Especially as many times as I've tried this. Now I'm just curious. Before he translates anything, does the pillar react to my actions? It does. Well, that's interesting. So, the problem is, it wants me to do a Sever Magica thing. And I don't have a Sever Magica thing. Fortify Endurance, Fortify Magica, Fortify Strength, Resist Disease, Resist Poison, Water Walking. So, I'm guessing that it's in that box over by him, but I'm going to have him translate first just in case the problem is doing things out of sequence or something. But I know if the directions I saw are true, I'm supposed to use Flare, and not Ric Flair or Charlotte Flair, but a Flare spell, a Snowball, which would be right there, Damage Magica, Sever Magica, it's called, and then an Elevate Magica. So here's the problem, just in case we get separated. I don't see a Sever Magica spell, and I don't see an Elevate Magica spell. That is the problem. Right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo. Okay, so we've read all the inscriptions, at least the 4 inscriptions I could find. We're going to talk to this guy. He's got the book. Apparently we wrote down the inscriptions because they're in a different language. It's not like I can translate them. So I must have written them down somehow so that I could read them to him and he could translate, although I should just show him what I have instead. But anyway, let's talk to this loser.
Go ahead, please.
About the Iliad reference.
Now that I have the book, I can try and translate what's on the walls here. You just read the inscriptions and let me know what they say.
You realize you could have just gone in there once you had the book and read the inscriptions yourself. That would have been more efficient. It wouldn't require 2 of us, and there'd be no chance that I got the inscriptions wrong. But this way, there's error that is potentially introduced into this whole situation.
Okay, what do you need translated?
of Mafre Nagaya.
Mafre seems to translate to frost.
That's what I was
So a spell
thinking.
with frost damage should work for it. Anything else?
Yeah. Of Molag Ani Amis.
According to this, it translates to from fire, life. Fire it is then. Anything else?
Yeah, there's actually 4 of these. I don't know how you don't know that. You said you tried to do this. If you tried, then you should know how many inscriptions there are. See, I think you're lying. I think every quest giver in every role-playing game is simply lazy. I'm not the special one. I'm not the Dragonborn. I'm not any of that. It's just that you're lazy, and so you want me to do your work. And so you come to me and go, only you could break the spell. You're the special one. You're in the Elder Scrolls and all that. It's because you're drunk and lazy and don't want to do your own work. It's amazing. Magica Loria.
It means Magica darkens. Considering the other inscription, it could be translated to mean Magica wanes, along with Magica waxes. Perhaps a spell that damages Magica is what you're looking for.
Magica Sila.
It means Magica shines. Taken in context with the other inscription about Magica darkening, perhaps there's an alternate translation. If we assume it means Magica waxes, then a spell increasing Magica might be what we need. Something that fortifies it, perhaps.
Okay, so
Okay.
now we've gotten our translations.
This is kind of exciting, don't you think?
No, I don't. Now we're going to pick up these. Now let's see what we've got here. Alluring gaze. Cure disease, damage, fatigue, elevate magica. So there is an elevate magica there. I don't know why it went away before when we were trying it then. So we're going to need elevate magica would be the last one that we would do. And sever magica is there too. As is snowball and flare. So let's pick all these up. This should be infinitely easier now. Hit it with flare. Oh, it was already compromised, you idiot. Okay, okay, flare. Now we need a snowball. Okay, now we need sever magica. Is everybody watching at home? Because once I get through this, I am never doing this again. There's sever magica. It didn't do anything. Now we'll elevate magica. Okay, that's screwed up the whole thing again, it looks like. Okay, let's see. So I think we're not going to have all of them available anymore because of that. But let's check. So there's 3 more. Snowballs, but I think what we don't have. Yeah, that's the problem. We don't have another Sever Magica. It doesn't look like. So if my guide is correct, there's no way to solve this. Because once you use the scroll, Sever Magica, it's used up. You don't have it anymore. And this has never come up because I've never, gone through the Arcane University quest before. So, I guess I'm done with the Arcane University quest. Or I suppose I could buy, I don't know if there's some place I could buy if there's some place I could buy some Sever Magica and Elevate Magica, I could go try again. See if I got something wrong the first time, but it's weird that you only get one of them from that container, from that chest, and it goes away. If you fail at it at all. So let's just choose some different quest and try to forget this ever happened. Okay, we'll go to repairing the orrery. I don't like being defeated like this. Well, I don't like being defeated at all. And I'm not happy because I had planned to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for the channel and for the new year. And I don't know why it's not running, but it's crashing to the desktop. And I can't spend forever trying to track down one game that I barely cared about in the first place. Not doing my other duties while I try and get it to run. If it was, Fallout New Vegas 2 or something that I knew I would be hopelessly addicted to playing, yeah, I would spend more time with the game dev trying to figure out what the deal is, why it's not running, since my system greatly exceeds what they say it takes to run their game. My guess is there's some requirement that they forgot to mention. Now, I could be completely wrong about that. But I did what I could. I ran it on a drive that has more than enough room for it. There's like 368 gigabytes left on that drive, and it says it needs 100 gigabytes, and it probably needs 100 gigabytes installed. So it probably doesn't even need the 100 gigabytes more than that now. Well, I'm just saying, I did all the quick things you can do to get a game to load when it's not loading. And obviously I made sure that other games loaded. So if it was, say, a Steam issue, then no Steam game would launch. And as you see, Steam is working because I am playing The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered in Steam. And I am happy to play this game. It's just, I was going to do a wider variety of things around the new year. I'm grateful to everyone that helped me make the goal of having at least 100 subscribers by the new year. I really had my doubts that I would get there. And now it's not, as I shoot this, it's not even the new year yet. I think it's the 30th. Might even be the 29th of December. And I have 120 subscribers. And over 600 videos posted, and that's in 10 months, so it's an average of more than 2 a day. Now the problem here is shooting them fireballs have taken all my magicka. And I'm not that great at archery, but I gotta try it because the place I'm trying to get to is on the other side of where they were guarding. Okay, I need to get something that will heal me. Oops, I didn't mean to hit him with the spell. On the one hand, my archery isn't very good at all. On the other, it will get better as I put all these arrows into somebody. I'm not starting this with much health, so that's why I have to keep going back in. And by the way, I'm also not doing much damage. I don't know if I can run away from this guy. I mean, I'm level 3. It might be best to run away from him if I can get away from him. It doesn't come up a lot. I'm not used to running away from my enemies in these games, but because I'm using, you know, a mod that makes it harder to level up, it takes longer for me to get any kind of power or skills in a game. So that has taught me the... and by the way, I am the coward class, and so it's perfectly natural for a coward to run away from trouble. I'm not the kind of person who readily accepts that that my solution is to run away or to not complete a quest or something like that, but given the build that I've given myself, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Given that I start so weak and I stay weak longer than I normally would if I had not run the mods I run, I have to consider at times that I'm underpowered for a certain quest. So in a previous playthrough, for an example, I was in the Dark Brotherhood, and one of the quests required me to be stealthy, and I'm always a good stealth character, but I hadn't built up my sneak enough. And so I had to eventually leave that quest and then go build up my sneak. Now in Oblivion, your skills, they build up through use. That's why you might see somebody, just hopping around instead of walking. They're trying to build up their athletics. And I've demonstrated this before, that this also works in the remastered. So for instance, I could throw a whole bunch of healing spells right in the first cell of the tutorial dungeon. It would build up my healing even if there's nobody damaging me. And I could throw fire spells and train my destruction magic. Apparently that was some kind of a fish that was probably a slaughter fish that was harassing me. I do see a fish there, so. Now it's not letting me use my... I must be out of arrows or something. Am I out of arrows? It is annoying in this game that you have to have not only your bow in hand, but you have to have arrows in hand too. It says slaughtering, but it's not letting me... Well, I'm not going to spend forever with it. It's not letting me loot it. So I don't know what the problem is. I had no plans to play Oblivion Remastered today. I'm only doing it because I couldn't make any Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Footage. So I had to think on my feet. I had to come up with an alternative plan. I have been looking at viewer mail. And I am delighted and more grateful than you can possibly imagine for those of you who view my videos, as well as especially those who have subscribed. In this brand of social media, which is YouTube. That's how YouTube and the content creator know if the channel is liked, if people are getting anything from it. It's from the likes, it's from the subscribers, from the views, and from the engagement. And the engagement would be when you leave non-threatening, non-profane comments. Does everybody remember what quest we're on? Because I'm just blindly following a quest target now, a green quest target. Stay on the surface and use your healing when you get bit by a slaughterfish. What I don't know is, I don't know how many people there are who would like Oblivion Remastered footage every single day, which I could easily deliver. Well, not easily, but I could deliver. As opposed to those who want to see the wide variety of PC gaming or other RPGs or city builders or, you know, things like that. What I've tried to do so far is, even though I've been heavy on a few titles like Oblivion and WWE 2K25 and Madden Football, I've tried to give a variety by playing other stuff as well. Not just other wrestling games and other RPGs and other football games, although I'm happy to do those as well.
What's that?
But mainly other games just from the wide variety of what is available on the PC. So I did things like Ultimate Theater Simulator. Okay, looks like that guy's a bandit. And he was killed by a crab. Well, now I can't see what's going on. Okay, Apparently killed that particular crab. You won't be needing those clothes, but thank you for wearing underwear. So, I mean, I could easily, for instance, do a whole playthrough of The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but that might take a year, especially the way I play it. And the algorithm would love that, because the algorithm would go, oh, okay, finally, I know what this YouTube channel's about. It's about The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. And so I'd get more views. But there may be subscribers here and people who want to view, you know, PC games that aren't into Oblivion, perish the thought. And I'd rather not lose their loyalty, because I'm as grateful to them being here as I am to you for being here. My advisors keep telling me to specialize, to become a Oblivion channel. And if I want to do Madden, then become a Madden channel, or start a new channel that's Madden. Now, YouTube's rule is that you can't start two different YouTube channels using the same phone number to verify them in the same year. So you can have an unverified channel, which would allow, I think, videos up to 10 minutes or something like that. As you can see from my videos, 10 minutes is nothing. So around February, when this channel is a year old, because I got rid of my 14-year-old channel to do this one, I would be able to, you know, start another channel. But again, that would also divide my time between multiple.
Am I supposed to be?
YouTube channels. So I don't know if that's worth it. I'm really trying to find out what the audience wants. These games, though, I understand, I play them so long that if I were to say, okay, I'm only playing a particular game until I'm done with that game, I've gotten a playthrough of that game, or I've been through the main quest or whatever. If the game's good enough and big enough, that could easily be a year. Like, I could do Morrowind for a year standing on my head. I could do Oblivion Remastered 3-4 years in one playthrough. I know, because I had playthroughs that were over 700 hours in the original Oblivion. That's just one playthrough. So like one character. The franchise mode of Madden is meant to go 30 seasons. So that's 30 years multiplied by 17 games a season.
Hi there.
And then you add
All that stuff about having to set trolls on
and
fire
then you
is a
add
bunch of
the
hooey.
the preseason games
But a good sword will cut
and the
them up
playoff
fast.
games and the Super Bowl, if you are skilled enough to get to the Super Bowl. And that's just one mode of one game. Because there's also other modes. There's MUT, which is Madden Ultimate Team, which I don't really like, so I probably wouldn't play that. But there's Superstar mode, where you just go from entering the NFL to playing the games and trying to eventually wind up in the Hall of Fame. There's just Let's Play mode. So a Let's Play you could pretty much set it up for any game you'd want to do right then, any field, any weather, any opponent. And then there's the whole online aspect of it. In WWE 2K25,000, I generally play the franchise mode, which they call Universe. But there's also lots of other modes in that game. So if I were to just play that game, I could play that at least for the next 2 years without any problem. And there's enough content that I could play more than 2 years. It's just generally 2K shuts down its servers for games 2 years into it. So then all the online isn't there anymore, and you can't get new characters or anything from their servers because their servers are inactive. You can still play it as a single player game. So I could potentially play WWE 2K25,000 until I had an operating system or hardware that would not run it, which could be 2 years, 5 years, 20 years. It's hard to know. I mean, there are many 20-year-old games on this computer that I play on a regular basis. I'd still be playing the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, you know, the 2006 version, which is 19 years old. I was still playing that until this remaster came out. You never know what new technology will do, and so you don't know how long you can play your games if you do what Microsoft and others say, which is update your operating system. Now, my preference is to do exactly what I have been doing, which is give you the wide variety of PC games. And then if anybody shows a particular interest in me playing a specific game, going heavier on that game, but not going exclusive to it. And if you go to the playlists on this channel, you can get all the videos in the right order as they were posted. You can go to the beginning of the playlist and watch all the Oblivion stuff, for instance. Or you can go to the beginning of the Madden playlist and you can watch the videos from Madden NFL 25,000 and then Madden NFL 26,000. The playlists are created for that purpose. And every game video is in at least one playlist. Some are in more than one. Remember, that wasn't a domesticated dog. That was a wolf that was trying to kill me. So please, no hate mail about cruelty to animals. And I would have, you know, saved it for its meat and everything like that when it attacked me, but
Must have been the wind.
I don't eat dogs. They're not kosher. Not even in this world. Now, I'm like 550 steps from wherever we've been traveling to this whole time that I've been lecturing you about my channel and ethics and what to do, what not to do, what to choose and not choose. This guy's an arrow sponge. Oh, I apparently went past where I was trying to get to, or maybe I didn't go past it and just... got turned around. There are definitely games that get more play than others. Games I like. Games that have depth and all of that. So, for instance, I really like Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. I've done some of those videos recently. But I don't expect it to be as deep as Skyrim. Or Oblivion. Or Fallout New Vegas. So in the long run, you're probably going to get more from the more in-depth games that I like than from either games that I'm not addicted to or games that aren't as big and deep. I was touched by the messaging. I wasn't trying to manipulate anyone when I said that I was considering shutting down the channel, or at least not contributing to the channel anymore if I didn't get at least 100 subscribers before the first. That wasn't a manipulation or anything like that. I can't imagine anything similar to that will show up in the future. Like, I don't imagine a year from now I'll be saying, if I don't get 500 subscribers, I'm going to quit this. I don't know. I might feel that way by then. I hope not. But I'm just saying it wasn't meant to manipulate. It was, I wasn't getting a lot of feedback, and so I was just thinking, is this worth it? If nobody appreciates it, then I have to realize that nobody appreciates it. I have to live in the real world. I was really, really skeptical, even though I'm doing everything I can think of and everything I read about and everything to get more subscribers and more viewing hours and everything. I was really skeptical that I would wind up with at least 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And what happened is not the end of the year yet. It's near the end of the year. I think we've got a couple of days left or something like that when I shoot this. Now, this video is probably going to come out the first week of January. I do everything in advance. Unless we ever do a live show together, all of it is done days in advance, uploaded days in advance. And the reason for that, there's a lot of reasons for it. One is, if my computer were to go out, you'd still be getting videos for at least a couple of weeks. There have been a couple of times in the last 10 months that my computer was inoperable, and pretty much none of the subscribers even knew, because I was, the uploads were still showing up, and that's because they were scheduled in advance. And the other reason is, first of all, okay, let's read this first. Repairing the Orrery. I found a list of locations at which the dwarven artifacts for the Orrery are being held. I should visit Dagny's camp, Broch camp, Bodian camp, and Varus camp to track down the remaining bandits. Now, this is the lazy sort of thing that the Bethesda does here. These people have stolen the artifacts, and yet they're leaving lists around for me to find so that I can go retrieve the artifacts. Real criminals don't do that. They don't want to leave messages telling you where the loot can be found, or that they were involved in the crime in the first place so that they can be prosecuted. I mean, at least as I understand it, that's how it works. I can't say for sure because I'm not really that great of a criminal, but so I was really touched that the subscriber count went to 100 before the first of the year and beyond. By other people's standards, I watch all sorts of videos about making your YouTube channel grow. By the standards of the people who do those videos, many of which contradict one another, the one thing they would agree on is that this is still a tiny, tiny channel. And I never expect to be a Mr. Beast. I'm told Mr. Beast has the most subscribers and most hours of anybody on YouTube. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think I've ever watched any Mr. Beast videos. But John Stossel, for instance, a few months ago got his billionth view. I don't have to have a billion views to consider that this was a success, which is good because John Stossel was on TV going back to the 1970s and all that. He's a celebrity, I'm not. And he has a big crew, and I don't have a crew at all. And so I'm not saying it was easy for him to get a billion views, but it'd be easier for him to get a billion views than for me to get a billion views. That having been said, if there was somebody who wanted to help with the videos, I'd be all for it. Now you can't shoot videos for this channel unless you're an older gamer, poorly aging, sarcastic, and all of that, so that it would fit the purpose, vibe, and spirit of the channel. But what I do need is I would like, when I upload.
Show me what you've got. Jump on my sword while you can.
When I upload a video, I would like for there to be somebody who would make smaller segments of it, chapters of it. So like if I upload 4.5 hours of Oblivion, I'm out of arrows again. And they don't let you change in the middle of a battle.
You move like a pregnant cow.
So it could be one person or two people. And a lot of it is AI assisted. As you see, if you look at the channel, there are something like 177 shorts that
That the best you can do.
uploaded. So I know how to make them.
You die!
And they get a lot of...
You'll make a fine pair of boots, lizard.
That's racist. I do know how to make them. It's just I prefer to stick to what I do best and bring in someone else to do the other. And if the channel were ever to grow to where it was actually making money, then that person would get a piece of the action. I don't know whether this channel will ever make money. I know when it becomes available for monetization, which would be when I have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched, I'm not going to immediately have it monetized. Because people are saying the average, when you have 1,000 subscribers, the average money that your channel makes is like $2.50 a month. So I would only monetize it if it got to the point where where it was my main job, and the monetizing would be worthwhile financially. And if that happened, then yeah, whoever got on board during this part of it, they would make, you know, a portion of whatever the channel generated. And that would be the same if we got a sponsor deal or anything like that. So I'm looking for somebody to, either using AI software or not using AI software, to make chapter videos. So I upload the long, unfiltered, uncensored videos for people who want those. And YouTube definitely wants me to do that. And then the editor or editors, if I get more than one, would break those down into both shorts and what I would call chapters. And chapters would be regular long form videos that are derived from the longer uncut material. So they would be stuff that fits a theme, or just an action sequence, or let's say I do 4.5 hours and upload it to YouTube. And during that time, you know, I do 4 or 5 different quests. An editor might break it down quest by quest and then upload that. So people would have their choice of how they interact with the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel. They'd be able to watch the full, unfiltered, unedited, long form, this is just what the game is like type stuff. And people who wanted to look up how a particular quest is completed would be able to do that as well. And the people that just want shorts, or sometimes want shorts, we'd make them happy too. The shorts, before I started making shorts, just so you know, which was just a few weeks ago, I had something like 2,500 views on this channel. Now I have 75,000. Last time I checked, which was a few hours ago, I had 75,000 views. So the shorts are being seen. Most people who watch shorts don't ever join as subscribers. I wish they did, but most do not. Which is why I didn't focus on shorts in the first place. And in case you don't know, YouTube wants us to focus on both shorts and longs. They put out a thing saying that's the trend. So they tell us what the trends are. They tell us what they're looking for. They tell us how to be successful on their platform. And so one of the memos was that they've done tests, and what's trending are shorts and then longs. So they advised us to do both. like I'm talking about. So you post the longs and then you break them down into shorts. Now remember, most people post a lot less than I do as well. I talked about the fact that I have upwards of 600 videos on my channel right now, and I've been doing this for about 10 months. All that to mean I'm doing an average of 2 videos a day. And most of them are not shorts. I only started doing shorts like 10 days ago. And right now, so I think it's the 29th of December right now. I've got stuff ready to show up for the rest of the year and the first month of 2026. And I'm only telling you this, you know, showing you how the sausage is made. So if there is somebody that likes this content and is wondering whether they could help this channel take off, yeah, you could. And you would make a big impact, because I had never made shorts before 10 days ago. I've been making shorts maybe 14 days, but you know, don't. But in other words, until a couple weeks ago, I had never made shorts. And like I said, I had 2,000 views on my channel. Then in that tiny amount of time, I start doing shorts, not really knowing what I'm doing or anything. And I don't even use a cell phone for viewing my channel. I mean, I think I've done that maybe once, but normally I do everything I can to make the videos as good as possible. I don't know where it's going to reload me now. But we've been walking a long way. I hope we don't have to redo all of that. And I fully understand that some people... Oh, now I'm not seeing any quest markers. Let's see what quest it says we're on. Yeah, we're not doing Vahtacen Secret again. We already tried that. It didn't work. So I guess we're starting repairing the orrery again. My bad. I mean, they should, you know, automatically save the file every 2 minutes or 3 minutes or a minute or whatever. But I should be more careful too and make sure I save it, especially if I don't want to redo the same material again and again. Now, lucky for you, I'm not going to say the same stuff I said in this video again and again and again. That could prove to be boring even by my standards. But anyway, if you're known or unknown, if you've got any interest in working for a YouTube channel, you could write to me. It doesn't matter your skill level. It really, what's going to be the most important to all of this is whether you're willing to learn and whether you're willing to take direction. Oh, and of course, whether you understand and support the purpose of this channel, which would be to give people sarcastic, funny videos of PC gaming. But anyone willing to follow direction can learn how to make shorts and how to make chapter videos, theme videos, edited videos. Theme videos would be maybe I upload, 20 hours or so of footage, and you decide to make a video that shows every time I went up against bandits or anytime I fought mud crabs or something like that, which would obviously be shorter videos, shorter, high energy, more exciting videos. And you can peruse the videos themselves to get these clips, or you can do it manually if you have the time and the energy. We had one guy in San Diego that said he would do it. And then he said, well, he didn't have a computer to do it on, and somebody offered him a computer to do it. And then he basically said, yeah, he doesn't want to do it. And I'm glad he said that before the computer got into his hands, because I would have felt guilty if one of my viewers had given, a computer to somebody thinking they're going to help make this YouTube channel grow and all of that, and then find out that they're not really doing that. So, at least we know, like, it wasn't a scam or anything, because if it was a scam, they would have taken the computer. The reason I'm running away from Nagastani is because in this game, they don't let you equip things in the middle of a fight. And to use a bow and arrow, you have to equip not just the bow, but the bow and the arrows. Oh, they're still coming after me. See, that's why my fists are coming up rather than my bow, is because you have to do it when you're not in the middle of a fight. Well, that's interesting. I didn't even get a shot off before they died. If every video I uploaded was in the raw, uncensored, going as long as I like format, and then others broke it down into shorts and chapters and themes and all of that. The algorithm would understand this channel a lot faster and would offer this channel's content to a lot more people. And the channel would grow a lot faster as well. There are a few things that are holding back this channel from growing, things that I know about, and there's probably other factors that I don't know about. But one is, yeah, I do a wide variety of PC games, and so I think the algorithm's having a hard time figuring me out. You know, if I upload some Fallout New Vegas stuff, and the algorithm starts to think, now I know it can't think, but, you know, I'm just using human terms. It starts to think, okay, this is a Fallout New Vegas gameplay channel. Well, that's great. And if I kept just uploading Fallout New Vegas stuff, I'd get a bigger and bigger audience every time I did that. But what's happening is I'm doing Fallout New Vegas, Fallout Shelter, The Elder Scrolls Online, SimCity, Madden, WWE, AEW, did I already say Oblivion Remastered? And so it's trying to figure out what the channel is from that. And I think it will. And the more it understands what the channel is, the faster the channel will grow. And another is, of course, it's just so small, the channel right now. And so our engagement level isn't that high. YouTube does decide how much they want to share videos with others, recommend videos to others, based on how much engagement there are with that channel and with that video. That's why it's so crucial to leave non-threatening, non-profane comments, and to give thumbs up and things like that. Even a thumbs down is considered engagement, and so it tells YouTube that you care about the content of the channel. Are they wanting me to go into the Imperial City? Let's look at the map. Figure out. Okay, where is the quest target? Oh, it's way over there. I think we're going to go to Bleak Flats Cave. And if it doesn't crash, then we'll walk over from there. Because if I walk all the way across the map to where I need to go, I will continue to bore the audience. If you decide to work with me, you will get credit for your work. If you want to use this, you know, to build up your skills or to show others that you have such skills, I'm all for that. and you always get paid a portion of what the channel makes, which means in the beginning you'd get paid nothing. But it also means that you're willing to trust me and to believe in this project would pay off as long as you stayed working on the channel. So nothing is a very small amount of money. But big channels generate quite a bit, and that's how they're able to pay big, fat, lazy staff members. I don't want to ever have a big, fat, lazy staff. I always want to be the biggest, fattest, laziest person, wherever I am. But having a person to do shorts, having a person to do chapters, all of that would be great. That would be 3 of us. When it comes time for that, having a person to manage the business aspects of it would be great. But right now, I'm just going to plug away at this. I mean, at the games, at shooting videos, posting them, and doing what I can. I think the reason I'm thinking about this right now is because the shorts have done so well. And they were done by somebody who had never done shorts before, which is me. There are 2 shorts. I should say there's 2 shorts on there that were done by somebody else. He said he was just learning. He didn't really know what he was doing either. So 2 of the shorts that appear on this channel were done by somebody else. All the rest were done by me. Something like 175 of them so far. It could be 185. I can't remember. I was working on it earlier today. So part of it is that. Part of it is being excited by the potential. I don't want to be here next December going, if I don't get 200 subscribers or 250 or however many by the end of the year, I gotta stop doing this. I don't want to be tempted to do that. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to be tempted to do that. So I'm certainly planning for the channel to grow at a brisk rate. Most people who watch YouTube, and YouTube is watched by more people in the world than anything else. So people watch YouTube more than they watch CBS, NBC, TikTok, Instagram, Fox. Did I say CBS already? CBS, ABC, Disney, any of them. So it's the place to be if you want viewers. And with or without you, I'm going to do my best to make the channel grow.
Who's that?
I just know this could be done a lot more efficiently if the jobs were designated to different people. Repairing the Orrery. I found a list of locations at which the dwarven artifacts for the orrery are being held. I should visit Dagny's camp, Raj camp, Vodian camp, and Varys camp to track down the remaining bandits. Now, I'd briefly explain, as I did earlier, that's not how real criminals work. You don't steal stuff and then leave a list of what you've stolen and where to find the stolen stuff. First of all, that might result in the stuff getting stolen back, which you as a thief do not want. You've been working hard on this. And it might result in your arrest and or prosecution, since you've left evidence that you did the crime. So I'm going to be brief about that because I already mentioned it earlier in the director's cut of the video that you will see. So when I talk about the vision, and many of you may be bored hearing me talk about the vision of it, but when I talk about the vision of it, that is my vision, that I do the director's cuts, as I would call them. In other words, the long version. As long as I feel the project requires. Somebody else does chapters, themes, all of that, which would also be in the long format, but they'd be, you know, edited versions of the long videos, and somebody does shorts, which would be in the cell phone format, the upright cell phone format videos that are 3 minutes or under. I think each of those are real ingredients to being phenomenally successful. Now, I didn't get into this for the money. If I had, I'd be stupid, because over 99% of well over 99% of YouTube channels never make any money. And this one is fixing to be about 10 months old soon and hasn't made any money. So it's mainly a labor of love. But it's been very taxing on my computer. And I've had to buy things to, mainly games, but also hardware in order to get the results I'm after. I do expect to make a splash on YouTube. And when I say a splash, yeah, maybe not Mr. Beast money, but even a small slice of a pie that has billions of people in it is a good slice. Last I checked, YouTube had over 2.7 billion with a B monthly users. So that's a big pie. We don't need all 2.7 billion YouTube users, which is good. I'm sure a lot of them don't speak English or would not be interested in gaming videos. But if we could get the ones that would fall into that niche, would be interested in PC gaming videos, I'm sure that slice of the pie is pretty big. I mean, I watch gaming videos on YouTube, and some of my favorite content providers have quite a lot of subscribers and views. On YouTube, you're paid for actual views because they put ads in your videos, and so you get some of the ad revenue when your channel is big enough. But the potentials for the views generally comes from past performance, including things like how many subscribers you have. Just going to these camps looking for these parts of the orrery. I don't even know what an orrery is. And hopefully I'm getting experience for sulking around, sneaking, and all of that. I know that's how it worked in the original Oblivion. I hope that's how it works now. Like I said, I did test things like restoration and destruction to make sure they do level up when you use them, whether you have a valid target or not. So I love this game. And it has become a little more stable. I'm not getting nearly as many crashes. I shouldn't say that. You know, we all know I'm going to start getting crashes as soon as I brag that I'm not getting crashes. But it's been stable the last few times I've played it. Even so, I'm recording these things in larger or smaller chapter sizes so that if it were to crash and not record something, I'd only lose maybe 10 or 15 minutes of content rather than something major that I'd feel bad about you not having gotten to see. I like how integrated it is, meaning systems for making spells as well as spells themselves, armor systems, combat systems, weapon systems, guilds, guild storylines, main quest storylines, side quests, locations, outdoor locations, indoor locations, different climates, and everything like that. I know people make fun of Todd Howard for saying it just works, but that's what I mean when I think of it just works. I think of how all the different parts work together. I don't think he's bragging that it has no bugs in it. I think when he says it just works, he's actually talking about how there are all these complicated systems. Footwear, for instance. So if you want to do a proper footwear thing, you would have to design footwear. In this case, I believe there's light armor, medium armor. There's just day-to-day clothing. And there's heavy armor. So you'd have to have variants of all of those things. And then you have to make it look right. You have to make it act right. And then you get into sound design. Think about it. Your footwear should sound different depending on what you're walking on. Are you on snow? Walking, leather boots on snow is going to be different than metal boots on rock. So now you're talking, for a simple thing like footwear, you're talking environment, time of day, whether it's on rock, whether it's on grass, whether it's on water. There's the visual design. But also the sound design. There's making it different from the other stuff because, let's face it, if your light armor looks, sounds the same as your medium armor, you don't need to have the two different sets. And if your heavy armor is the same, you don't need separate sets. You might want them so that you could brag about your variety in the game, but it wouldn't be real variety. So I am constantly blown away at how it all works together. I feel this way about Madden games too. There's a lot of things to take into consideration when creating a football game. Football's a very complicated sport when you think about the playbooks and overcoming the defense, wanting to trick the other team so that they're not onto what you're doing until it's too late for them to cover for it. Coaching. Bringing all those aspects together, I think, would be a nightmare. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want any game-breaking bugs, but I think such complicated games are a near miracle that they ever even work. I'm not sure why this wildlife just sits here and waits for me to kill it. I certainly don't intentionally have any kind of docile wildlife mod. I want
was the last mistake you'll ever make.
I want the wildlife to act as real as possible. We don't seem to be doing any damage to him, and it is costing us arrows.
Oh, what's the matter? Is the baby gonna cry?
Well, I must be out of arrows.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
No, I'm not tired. You're dead. So I think my archery leveled up. I didn't get to read that thing that showed up on the screen because I was in the middle of a battle. Oops. Remember, in the coward class, you do your best to avoid close combat. Hence the archery, hence the spells. Oh, I must be out of arrows again. I would say the AI isn't very smart. They're letting me lure them away from their camp, one or two at a time, which makes them a lot easier to bump off.
What's that? Hello? Who's there?
Showing your face was the last mistake you'll ever make.
I know lots of people don't like my face.
Show me what you've got. You'll make a fine pair of boots, lizard.
I don't like people who want to make boots out of me. I do like the fact that they recognize, however, that I'm a lizard as opposed to a cat or some kind of human. Most of the things in these games don't recognize such things, and so it's, you know, you spend all this time carefully deciding on your build.
You die! Oh, what's the matter?
And
Is the baby gonna cry? Ha!
And you're, you know, oh, I'm out of arrows again. This is ridiculous. You know, at the beginning, especially if you haven't played it before or you don't remember it, you're very careful to give yourself the right look, the right race, the right gender. And then pretty much in the rest of the game, whether that game be Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls Online, almost nobody treats you any differently than they would treat you if you were something else. So in other words, lizards are marrying humans all the time in Skyrim. And look, I can understand that there might be people like that in the real world that would be, you know, because these lizards can talk and things like that. It's not the same thing as if, you know, you married a chameleon or something. These lizards can talk and engage in warfare and everything like that, so they're a lot more humanoid type lizards. But you would think that there would still be some talk about, and I can't marry a lizard, you would think that if a lizard proposed to a beautiful human female, the most likely answer would be no. Some would hate them, others would just not be comfortable with it or not attracted to it. And I think there would be a certain set, probably in the minority, that would be interested in somebody of a different species. I don't know how far I want to go with this because, you know, there's people that are going to want to be triggered if I talk about this. But if you look at human beings, for instance, which are all one species, most Chinese people marry Chinese people. Most white people marry other white people. Most black people marry other black people. And I'm not saying it has to be that way. I've got nothing against, you know, doing it another way. It's just that's the way that the majority of those populations do things. I live in Tucson, and Tucson is about 60 miles from the Mexican border. It's pretty much a Mexican town, although the word Tucson isn't Spanish. But my point is, most people of Latino descent marry and or have girlfriends that are of Latino descent. To the point where if a white guy is with a Mexican girl, most people don't even bat an eye about such a thing, but some will mistreat you if you're like that. How do I know that? Well, my wife's Mexican. And I think it'd be interesting if these games reflected the history of these races and the fact that some people are going to be racist and others aren't. And so there would be mixed species marriages, I'm sure, in these games, but it wouldn't be as normal as is now, as common, I should say. You know, in the past, some of these races held others as slaves. I don't think it's natural for all of that to be completely forgiven by this time or completely forgotten. I think it was the Dunmer held the Argonians as slaves. We find that in the books, but we don't find people reacting to that. So what I'm saying is, if I'm a Dunmer and I want to marry an Argonian, it shouldn't be the easiest thing in the world to do. She might have some resistance to it. Or we might hear from her background why she doesn't have a resistance to it. Like, maybe her father hated all Dunmers and she played with Dunmarried children or something growing up. And she never embraced his hatred of the great Dunmer people. Who knows? But it should be in there.
Hello? Who's there?
Now see, I killed this person not based on their race. It was based on the fact that they're a bandit and they were going to try and kill me. So it was just self-defense. You deserve it.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
So this one's some kind of invisible ringleader. Man, I'm out of arrows again. This is ridiculous.
Die, damn you! I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
I don't want to hear about your crabs, lady.
Die!
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm.
I'm a lizard, not a worm.
Hey!
They have a little racism in Skyrim. Ulfric seems to have a problem
What's
with
the
some
matter?
races.
Getting tired? Show me what you've got. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
But I don't think it's played out very realistically, and I think it would have much better depth as fiction if the people in it acted like real people. And if not, there should be some kind of, you know, explanation for it. Like, we all had our Woodstock experience 200 years ago, and now all the races love each other, which, even that. Could be the backstory and not played out too well. Oh, I'm not used to them still being invisible after I've slain them. Are they wanting me to go into this, in here to get the piece of the orrery? Again, I don't even know what an orrery is. Anybody need killing? I know it's weird to hear what the world needs now is hate, sweet hate. But I just feel like it would be more realistic if there was some acknowledgement that cat-like humans and lizard-like humans are different. And they're different from elves and dwarfs and all that other. Okay, this can't be good. Oh, it killed me. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Okay. We haven't even found anybody home yet. Now, see, that time I was trying to run to get to that safe area first. See? Now remember, a lot is missing because only the stuff that is saved from the last save point is in your save game. But this is a good example of what I was talking about. It says I'm 24 hours, 55 minutes, and 59 seconds into this play. So 24 hours. And I'm only level 3. I'm afraid if I try and run to it, I'll get whapped again. There we go. Oh! Run, dude, run! Ah, you are one stupid lizard. Okay. Are you gonna load? Because, like, we got people watching, or potentially we have people watching. Okay, so we know how to do the first part. Get out of duck. Put this away. Now run for this section here. Now, I don't know what triggers it coming back. Okay, so let's save it here. Is it just going to do that forever? Because if it is... Okay, this is probably going to get me killed. No, dude, get up here. There you go. Oh. Okay. I was hoping to loot that ghostly body. Could you stop hitting me? Again, I have no idea whether these critters are still coming after me. Okay, they are. They fight hard for someone who doesn't have any skin in the game. I had to run away. Okay, thank you. You don't have enough magic, huh? Oh, this is to outside, so... But see, you know, 25 hours into it, I'm still level... 3. Something's causing my magicka to not regenerate as fast as I need it. And I don't... Oh, my attack... I was going to say, I don't know if my arrows do any good against this critter. And then it said your attack has no effect. Now, I don't know if another weapon would do any good either, but let's do an arrow of scorching. I think silver weapons are supposed to be especially good against the undead. Okay. Now, where am I supposed to be going to get this next piece of the orrery? Are you carrying it? You are not carrying it. So, I don't know whether it's supposed to be down here. I'd hate to think I keep going into this place for no reason. Nice effects. Oh, this again. First of all, save it in case it comes flying down here to try and killify us. Oh, it only goes that far to try and kill us. Okay, we did this before, but it was tricky. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. Okay, well, it was easier that time. I probably should consult my map, but I'm not that great with maps in the first place in real life, is what I mean. So, I'm trying to be somewhat true to my real life character. I need some plants. See that was a zombie. Plants versus zombies. This is funny stuff, people. I am lost. And on the one hand, I would like to end this video But on the other hand, I think I might be frustrated if I come back to this video, you know, sometime later, not remembering what I was doing here in this location. So it would be nice to finish whatever this is before making the video and uploading it. But again, I don't know what this is, so I don't know if there's 10 hours of content left, which I would not be able to put into one video. They only seem that long sometimes. Or, you know, if it's 20 minutes longer, I definitely want to do that 20 minutes instead of leaving it for future me when I won't remember why I'm here. And I realize there's a quest log, but the quest log doesn't tell you everything. I hope this isn't the way I just came in. These look so much better than they did 19 years ago. Okay, so maybe what I'm looking for isn't in this stupid ruin. I don't know, because when I get outside, then my quest marker seems to be pointing towards here again, so I'm confused. Maybe you have it. Is it the Dwarven Tube? I've recovered all of the missing Dwarven artifacts. I should take them to Vahtacen at the Arcane University, the Gateway to Perversity, at once, so she can repair the Orrery. So I am pleased to have completed that. Imagine if you were doing theme or chapter videos for my long videos. You know, you'd put out things like, I used every weapon in Oblivion. This is what it looked like. And then you would have, you know, little sections of using, you know, bows, spells, warhammers, other things. I think people would be fascinated by that. I'm still gun shy about fast traveling. I might do some fast travel here. or not. But when the game first came out, the things that would crash it the most, sometimes it would just crash trying to run at all, but the other things that would crash it the most were fast traveling and going through doors. So if I sound hesitant in my voice right before going through a door, now you'll know why. And I do like the realism of it, you know. And in real life, we can't fast travel. Doesn't bother you that in Star Trek they'll say 2 to beam up, and either the operator of the tractor, I mean, not tractor beam, what do they call it? Transporter beam. Just knows which 2 it is. In other words, they rarely say, beam Mr. Spock and I to the operations lab. It's usually 2 to beam up or 3 to beam up. And they might be in a group of 7 people. So how does the guy way up on the ship who can't even see them at that time know which 2 to beam up or which 3? Are we getting credit for sneaking, I hope? Because this is a terrible way to travel if we aren't. Seems like something canine is after me. Oops, I accidentally threw a spell when I didn't want to. And I didn't want to because, again, it depletes my stores of magicka. And I don't want to be low on magicka if I'm facing some kind of a enemy. I think it's more realistic to stick to the roads, and so sometimes I stick to the roads. I don't know if there's any mods that would add more wildlife in the 19-year-old Oblivion. I had like 5 different mods that added wildlife. So some added monsters, some added like deer and boar and bear and things like that. Because there just didn't seem to be enough in the game. But I had mods that added, more people on the roads, more people in the towns, more people in the jails. More of everything. And I missed that. That's why I'm talking about it. I haven't, as I said it, I can't remember if it was in this video or the previous one. I haven't gone to the Nexus and looked for updates on all the mods I have right now. Because generally, when you mess with mods in the middle of a playthrough, the game gets so unstable that you have to start with a new character. And as you know, I love starting with a new character. We can go to that Captain Picard thing. He visits you in your cell. He dies and all of that. But at some point, I would like to fully do all the guild quests and side quests and do the main quests and all that. Remember, this has been out a while now. And in the remastered version, I barely touched the main quest. So I certainly don't know how it'll look when I get further into the main quest. It'll probably blow me away though, because so far I'm very impressed with this remaster. Let's just look at our character for a minute. So Argonian, Hamage, Coward, level 3. No surprises there. Strength 16. Oh, I'm wearing something that makes me stronger. That's why it's in green. Endurance 15. Personality 26. Intelligence 23. That'd be great. I mean, they're higher than the other things, but remember, if they're out of a total 100, then an intelligence of 23 would be not even a quarter as smart as I could be. Armor 23, Destruction 38, Restoration 32, Light Armor 25, Mercantile 28, and I've been working on all these. Sneak 33, Speechcraft 31, and then the minor skills. Oh, these are the major skills of the Coward class. So notice it focuses on destruction, because you can stay back and just lob magic at people. Restoration, so that you can heal up. Light armor as opposed to heavy armor, because you're not going toe-to-toe with these people. Trying to get the best prices. To sneak around when you can. And speechcraft, to talk people into things. Then the minor skills in this would be athletic, blade, block, blunt, hand-to-hand, heavy armor. You know, all that toe-to-toe stuff. Alchemy. Alteration, conjuration, illusion, mysticism. Acrobatics, marksman. Wouldn't that be marksmanship? Anyway, and security. Okay, so I'm a Mages Guild evoker. I'm a Fighters Guild apprentice. 40 days have passed, and I'm at level 3. I've got 26 active quests, but I've completed 19 quests. I've increased skills 59 times, but only been trained 10 times. My novice skills are 15, my apprentice skills are 6, my journeyman skills are 0, my expert skills are 0, my master skills are 0. But there is a 0 bounty on me. The Shivering Isles bounty is 0, my fame is 19, my infamy is 2. I've been jailed a total of 13 days. When you consider the fact that I murdered people, that's pretty good. I've stolen 84 items. I've pickpocketed 0. I've trespassed 14 times. I've assaulted 22 people. I've murdered 3 of them. Now, just think about that for a second. 3 murders and only 13 days in jail. There you go. The largest bounty I've ever had was 1,120. I've never stolen a horse. I've killed 158 creatures and killed 68 people. I found 52 places, picked 28 locks. I've not broken any lock picks. I've trapped no souls. I've eaten 66 ingredients. I've made 101 potions. I've shut 1 Oblivion gate. I've owned 1 horse. I've owned 0 houses. I've invested in no stores. I've read 336 books. 4 of those were skill books. I have found 0 artifacts. I've slept 343 hours. I've waited 118 hours. I've spent 0 days as a vampire. I've bitten 0 necks. I've told 50 jokes. I've contracted no diseases. And I found 14 Nirnroot. So that's a little bit about me. How are you doing in this game? You know, a lot of times when content creators say, what do you think about such and such? Leave a comment below. They're making it sound like they're fascinated by your opinions, even though they've just given a very strong opinion about something. Usually it's just that they want you to write. Because again, channels grow when the public is involved with them. So the more you write on this channel, the faster it will grow. And I do want it to grow, whether I ever make money off of it or not. I do want it to grow so that I know there's people out there that care about this sort of thing. Maybe they like my jokes. Maybe they like my personality, my sarcasm. Maybe they hate me but love my videos for some reason. Okay, we're 140 from Weatherly, whatever Weatherly is, or Weatherley, or Weatherlia. I don't know. I thought we were on our way to the Arcane University to turn in all the stuff about finding the parts of the orrery. I see a lighting thing going on that is glitchy. I didn't even see any landmarks there in the place we just discovered. Yeah, I'm not powerful enough to knock out a big old buck in just one shot. That'll probably come along as I add to my destruction skill level. I wish they'd remaster Daggerfall. That game is so huge. Now, I do look at the analytics, which tells me how much of a video you watch. But I also make them whatever length I like because I figure they're going to be on the internet forever. And some people will watch them in the years to come. And some will be more interested in longs than shorts, or some will be interested, like YouTube is, in a combination of longs and shorts. Oops. Didn't mean to throw that fireball. I've learned a lot in the last 10 months. And I no longer think that somebody has, 4 million views because they got lucky. If they've got 4 million views, they either figured the system out, or they learned it from others, or both. And they generally put in a lot of hard work. Now, some of these, how to make it on YouTube channels do seem to say things that feel just about impossible. Like, they'll say that they posted about some mundane thing and it went viral and they got, 3 million views. I'm skeptical that really happened, especially if it was about a topic that other people are covering. Usually, you do well if you can, get your content to people who want to see it. And if you are the only content provider in that particular niche, that helps too, but only if people are interested in that niche. And usually, if it's a small niche, they're not interested in it. And I am trying to get people, they're into my niche, I'll admit that. And I would say it's a small thing. I don't think the majority of people on YouTube are jonesing to see a 63-year-old guy play Fallout 4000. But I want to find the people that are wanting to see a 63-year-old guy play Fallout 4000 or WWE 26,000 or Daggerfall. I'm thinking about doing Arena and Daggerfall, by the way. But remember, they're in such low resolution, they would look terrible on YouTube. And those that don't understand what I'm doing, what Arena is, what Daggerfall is, they might unsubscribe or they might criticize, and you know, I'm not afraid of some criticism, of course. But I'm not too keen on seeing what I built up over the last 10 months be destroyed. And spoiler alert, some of the oldest videos on this channel are more than 14 years old. Are we going the right way? I guess we must be, because I could see the Imperial City in front of us. We're in way. I'll probably turn in these artifacts for the orrery, and then that might be it on this video. But again, if you want to see Oblivion from beginning to end, and my journey in it with different characters and all of that, you can go to the playlist and play everything in the playlist. That'll get you more than you ever wanted to see. The other thing is, one of the reasons I try not to fast travel too much is, not only does it feel like a cheat, but you kind of get a respect for the size and diversity of this land if you don't just warp through it so fast that you can't see it. But think about that. How does the engineer know? When you're standing in a group of 12 people and you say 2 to beam up, which 2? How do they know? Oh, this is my mail. Okay, I thought there might be something in it, but there isn't. So we will go on right now. And there was definitely no incoming mail. Imperial City Arena. Arena! Arena! We had this teacher in high school that his name was Mr. Charles. And I remember he used to try to fit in with the students. This guy was a former cop and all of that, but very easy to get along with. And he would try and fit in with the students, and a lot of them, you know, spoke Spanish. And he was just like the whitest guy trying to do Spanish. He couldn't roll his R's or anything. And I don't roll my R's very well either. But I just remember he would say things like arriba. It was so white the way he did it. And I don't know if he's doing that on purpose or...
So I've heard. If you're looking for books, First Edition is the only place in the city to find them.
It's a shame all the smaller bookstores are gone. I guess they just couldn't compete. Safe travels.
Why is it a shame that other booksellers are gone? If you're selling your books for too high of a cost, you should go out of business. That's what the sky looks like. I don't see any moons. Oh, there's the 2 moons. 2 moons, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. I'm happy I can get through. I shouldn't say this because it's going to crash, but I'm happy I can get through all these doors without it crashing. And I probably could have fast traveled here. But again, I want to appreciate the size
Hello, Master
of
Wizard.
the map.
The people have a simple faith in the Nine, and the clerics do their part to heal and comfort them in adversity.
Good to know. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Good day.
Could you get some clothing on?
You have
Valtiel?
them? The items I requested? Give them to me, please. Yes, yes, this seems to be everything. Here's your reward. Thank you again.
No, can you put on some clothing? So that's it? I feel underwhelmed. Elixir delivery box. Okay, you have nothing to deliver. Oh, I just got 1,000 gold for recycling necromancer robes.
Well met.
Haven't we met before? What do you think about the game crashing to the desktop?
It seems it is a dire situation throughout all of Tamriel.
I agree. Well, I expected more. I thought it was going to say I could go see the orrery or something like that. And I expected people to wear clothing. So, I'm your poorly aged, sarcastic, PC Witty gamer. This is YouTube's poorly aged, sarcastic, PC Witty gamer channel, where you're falling in love in
Well met,
stereo.
Gilbert.
What have you been up to?
I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent in the Somerset Isle.
The Altmer have powerful wizards. It could be a dangerous situation.
Take care.
So I'm going to sign off for right now, and I'll be back at this within a few days. If you like what you see, please leave a thumbs up, leave non-threatening, non-profane comments below. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a pop-up about repairing the orrery. The orrery at the Arcane University should be functional once more. I can visit it as often as I like, and also receive powers based on the phases of the moons. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected here. So I was kind of waiting for that, but I didn't remember if it would pop up. So I'm going to put an end to this and then prepare it for the upload. And if you enjoy it, please leave non-threatening, non-profane comments below. Give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Always need more subscribers. I just try not to beg for them too often. And I hope you're having a wonderful new year.